Hello, thank you for joining with me. We are in Ken Wapnick's Journey Through the Text of A Course in Miracles, Volume 1, and we are on Chapter 6, The Lessons of Love. We are picking up on the ego's strategy, the mindless body. The ego cannot hear the Holy Spirit, but it does believe that part of the mind that made it is against it. The ego does not know about the Holy Spirit and has no concept of love or atonement. How could it? The ego is separation. The concept of non-separation is far beyond it. But it does understand threat inasmuch as it recognizes that it owes its existence to the mind's power to choose it. Since the mind made the ego's terror is that at some point the decision maker will recognize its mistake and withdraw belief from it. As the son's belief is withdrawn from the ego and invested in the Holy Spirit, the ego perforce disappears. It interprets this as a justification for attacking its maker. The ego is going to attack the mind's decision maker by attempting to make it impotent, in effect non-existent. The ego seeks to defeat its perceived enemy, whose very existence constitutes the greatest threat to its apparent autonomy. It believes that the best defense is attack and wants you to believe it. We need always to remember that the you refers to the decision maker in our minds. The world and our existence in it are based upon attack, for we would not believe we were here as separate entities. If the ego had not first succeeded in making our decision-making self its ally, convincing it the God's Son had successfully attacked his Creator. This makes attack not only a reality, but an ongoing and vital defense in the ego's war against the mind. Unless you do believe it, you will not side with it, and the ego feels badly in need of allies, though not of brothers. Perceiving something alien to itself in your mind, the ego turns toward the body as its ally, because the ego is not part of you. The ego does not want a brother in the sense that it does not want things to be the same, believing in separation and differentiation. However, it does want allies, and its principal ally is the body. While the ego knows the body is not part of the mind, it keeps that fact hidden from us. And because the body is not part of us, the ego can use it as an ally in its war against the mind, which it fears and does not trust. This makes the body the ego's friend. It is an alliance frankly based on separation. If you side with this alliance, you will be afraid because you are siding with an alliance of fear. Whenever we make an alliance, we are allying against something or someone. The very fact that we need an alliance is telling us there is something out there to fear, which the alliance itself comes to symbolize. Without fear, we would not need the defense of allies. This is the meaning of the aforequoted statement, defenses do what they would defend. The ego uses the body to conspire against your mind, and because the ego realizes that its enemy can end them both merely by recognizing they are not a part of you, they join in the attack together. The mind's decision maker, the ego's enemy, can end the existence of the body and ego in an instant, a holy instant. To ensure this never happens, the ego keeps us in a state of mindlessness. The wrong mind and body join in the attack against the decision maker by driving it out of its mind, making God's Son believe he is not a thought but the body that is the ego's perennial ally. Nonetheless, as we will see in a moment or tomorrow, The body is nothing, for it simply does the ego's bidding. The ego tells us the body is our very self, and that the only way we can preserve our existence is to have the body inform us there is a world outside, not inside, where there are no minds, only brains. The ego thrives on this deception, which is why when scientists speak of the mind as an activity of the brain, they have no clue how they have fallen into the ego's trap. In fact, they can never understand the mind because they are looking in the wrong place. Indeed, the mind is not in a place at all, and as it is non-spatial and non-local. I like that. I love you. I thank you so much for joining with me, and I will see you tomorrow. Have a beautiful day.